You're watching Griffon Sports Insider, presented by Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. Now, here are your hosts, Brett Easley and Ryan Minley.
Hello and welcome once again to GSI. 'Tis the season to be merry.
Why, that's my name. Nice Christmas Vacation reference there. Kind of love that movie. We begin with basketball. Just one game for the Griffons last week.
There was no peace on earth or goodwill toward Griffon men, or women for that matter, at Washburn last Saturday.
Tom Smith, Bob Chipman, more than 1,300 career coaching wins between them. That's what happens when Western and Washburn get together. Griffin's getting top scorer TJ Johnson back. He missed the last 3 games with a sprained ankle, had 10 points on the night. Western had a tough first half, turned it over 17 times, which turned into a 21-2 Washburn run. They'd build a 20-point lead. Griffins would chip away. Alex Toluca, team-high 12 points and a perfect 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. Griffs down 40-24 at halftime. They get to within 7 in the second half. But the Ichabod's too strong down the stretch. Will McNeil, he had 20 points. Alex North added 20 more. Griffins turned it over 27 times, and they fall 79-55 the final. Western falls to 6-5 overall. Alex Toluca had the team-high hot hand. His thoughts.
I mean, we turned the ball over too many times. I mean, we had like 17 turnover at halftime, and that's too much. We cannot win a game like that. When you turn the ball over, every time we was coming back, like we got back down at 10, we started turning the ball over again, and they just got out.
And joining us right now is head coach Tom Smith. Coach Smith, I think we would all agree that was a pretty good Washburn team that you ran into on Saturday night.
Well, I think it was. I think they played really, really well. You know, we have run back-to-back up against teams that have shot the ball particularly well. I think from the 3, they were 6 of 9, which is not a ton, but certainly the percentage was very high, right? They have been a team that has gone into Tarleton State, and if you don't know Tarleton, Tarleton's a power in the Lone Star. And won. They've gone, to Hayes and won. So it's a good Washburn team. It's not necessarily getting beat by Washburn. It's the way we were beaten. I think that's the thing that probably has us shook up a little bit right now.
Well, the stat that sticks out on the stat sheet: 27 turnovers. I can't ever remember one of our teams having that many.
When you look at 27 turnovers, and then then you look at the stat sheet and you get 41 attempts. You could shoot 75% on 41 attempts, and you're not going to score enough points to win that game. And I think that's the thing that concerns me the most.
Last year we were joking going into the break. You're playing pretty well. Is this a good time to have a break? And you're kind of like, no. Well, now the last 2 games you struggled a little bit against good teams, but is this a good time for a break at this point?
I think it's a good time for a break for the players. I don't think it is for me. I just, I don't want anybody feeling sorry for me or anything. But there's just nothing quite like basketball season. I think it's great from some standpoints, but the standpoint of when you win or lose your last game before Christmas and you have to live with it for, in this case, a 2-week span, I think it's pretty tough on the coach. But it'll also give me some time maybe to clear my head a little bit and think about some things. I was talking at the media luncheon about trying to find some solutions to what's going on, and granted, it's nothing big, it's not anything drastic, but we certainly have to give some thought as to make some changes and get ourselves on the right track.
So where are you at on that? What solution is there?
Play easier teams, I think. Number one.
That's a good solution.
4 of the 5 teams we've played are tied for first, or 3 of the 5, or no. I think it's. There's a lot of things, but I think most importantly is we have to find ways to take care of the ball a little bit better and be a little more patient. I think more than anything else. I think my statement's always been square pegs in round holes, and I think that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to force things instead of letting the game come to us.
When James Harris has been good, this team has kind of followed and fed off his energy. But when he has not been very good, we've struggled offensively. Is that coincidence, or is there something?
No, I think that's very true. And I think once again, I think James is one of those kids who, I'm not sure has realized how tough Division II basketball is. I mean, I think that's the thing that everyone has to get over, and that's why I've always said, players are so much better once they go through the league once.
A little international flavor on this basketball team this year. A couple threes the other night. Alex Toluca, and that's only part of his name. Alex, just say your entire name for us on camera.
Alex Toluca Mfumupembe.
Say it again.
Alex Toluca Mfumupembe.
Okay, all right. Alex is a junior college transfer, but he's from Belgium. He speaks like 6 different languages or something like that. But he's a treat. He's a nice kid.
Oh, he really is. I don't know how many people realize his family's actually from the Belgian Congo. It's now the Congo, but
You've been to Belgium.
I have been to Belgium and I've been fairly close to where he lives. He lives on the Belgian-French border, so he actually speaks French.
It's all Chinese to me.
Belgium's a neat little country.
Well, and he's a guy, too, that I think you've kind of been waiting for him to get going offensively. And not that he was great Saturday night, but good to see him knock some shots down.
And, I think so. I think that's one of the things we obviously need is some people that can knock down some shots. But we've been waiting for him to get out of his slump a little bit. I don't think with any question his confidence was shot a little bit, and now I think it's back.
Okay, Coach Smith, usually it's tantalizing, too. The management brought this back for a second week. We'll see if it lasts any longer than this. But, again, 2 questions. And number 1, serious question. This can be about anything. What's on Tom Smith's Christmas wish list?
I think that my team comes back and plays better. I think that that we come together a little bit in the second half. As much as anything else, Christmas is just a funny time for basketball coaches. You just
get through it.
I know you'd like to think about it, and everyone else enjoys Christmas, and certainly it's a wonderful time of the year. But it's just not always great for basketball coaches.
And this is a really serious question.
Okay.
In current events, Kansas City Chiefs current events: Orton and Cornell, or Castle and a coach to be named later.
That's an awful thing. It's none of my business. I just don't think Castle's going to lead to the promised land. Orton's not either. Coach to be named later.
Okay.
Get Tom Brady or Robert Griffin.
Or Lynn Dawson in his prime.
Yes.
Okay.
Tom Smith.
Coach Smith, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy
Christmas
New Year
to both of you.
We'll talk to you in a couple
Thank
weeks.
you.
We'll be right back.
The most helpful physical therapist in the world on rocker shoes.
No.
The most helpful physical therapist in the world on neck pain.
I can fix it.
Spine and Sport. Stay healthy, my friends.
From the staff here at Spine and Sport Physical Therapy, this holiday season, we wish you tidings of comfort and joy.
Merry Christmas!
Welcome back. We now shift our focus to Western women's hoops, a team still searching for its first conference win and still searching for answers.
Well, they may have found a few answers in defeat to a very talented 15th ranked Washburn squad this past Saturday.
Western women trying to shake their season-long shooting slump in Topeka, taking on Ron McHenry and Washburn. The Griffins started strong. Early first half, Brittany Griswold pops the 3. Western with an early 6-2 lead. Later on D, Bear Bell knocks the ball loose with her face, picks it up and goes coast to coast for 2. Griffins by 1, but Washburn would heat up midway through the first half. Working inside to Cassie Lombardino, hoop and harm. Lady Blues would then unleash a 20-3 run to take control. Nothing going right for the Griffs in that run. Cook the block, but Brittany Lynch picks it up, beats the shot clock. Washburn up 20 at this point. They go to halftime with a 41-25 lead. Lady Blues would make that lead grow in the second half, but Western did find some bright spots. One of them, Alex Saxon. The freshman played a career-high 24 minutes and scored a career-high and team-high 21 points on the night. Jessica Cook, meanwhile, moved to 6th on Western's all-time scoring list, popping 18 points, pulling down 10 rebounds. She played all 40 minutes, too, but it's not enough. The Griffins fall 87-63. Western's record now 2-7 overall, 0-5 in the MIAA, but Coach Lynn Plett finding some promise in the loss.
And we had some young players tonight that stepped up. Alex Saxon had a great night, not just because she scored 21 points, but because she played with a lot of effort.
So it's kind of different coming in as a freshman and being the one that's like on the bench and not getting a whole lot of minutes or a whole lot of looks. But I think tonight I was just ready to play because I felt pretty good this week at practice, and coaches were really like giving me encouragement. So I was ready to prove myself.
I think the second half we found some players who wanted to step up and wanted to be out there and wanted to fight, and that's what we need. We need 5 players who are going to fight.
And joining us now is head women's coach Lynn Plett. Coach, you went to Topeka Saturday searching for something. You did find something. You know, Alex Saxon steps up, and you had some players that really didn't play a whole lot so far this year kind of step into some roles there.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
Yeah, we honestly were searching for a win, but we didn't get one of those, obviously. But we did come up with some positives from that game, and you mentioned Alex Saxon as being probably the primary positive that came out of that game, and that was without a doubt probably the highlight of the evening. Just seeing her being so productive and seeing how positive she was afterwards as well.
Well, I think no doubt the 21 points exceeds everyone's expectations. But did you see that type of performance coming in her?
Actually, at the beginning of the year when Alex came and we started our first 2 or 3 weeks of practice, I really felt like she was going to be a contributor this year and potentially, a major contributor, because she has the potential to be a very similar type player as Jessica Cook has. And I think what dropped off after the first 3 weeks was the fact that we started putting offenses in and she got a little behind. She kind of felt like she'd fallen into a little bit of a freshman role. Okay, freshman, you're a freshman. Okay, wait your turn. We spoke this last week and said you need to forget about that. You need to be aggressive and you need to try to take somebody's position away. And that's what true competitive people do and what everybody on our team expects people to do. And
obviously this first half of the season hasn't gone how we anticipated, and we've asked this question a roundabout way, but do you feel like this team has the makeup to turn this around, so to speak?
Yeah, I definitely still do, and I think there's still by far the largest number of the players on our team still feel that way too. They're still searching and they're still working on all kinds of different things to try to get their heads more confident and get their faith in themselves back where they need to be. And I think, again, if we can get a couple of games where we just shoot like we potentially can, if we couple of games where we can shoot, we're 50% from the field, I think some of this, the other stuff can be behind us. We can still get out of this. There's no question about it. We're probably not going to win a conference championship. That part's gone. That goal is gone. But we can still get into that tournament. We can still get into that, and still there's a way to get in and play as well as we can if we can do that and still get into not only the tournament, but hopefully if we play well in that tournament, we can still get into the regionals, and that's the nice thing about having a tournament at the end of the year.
Okay, Lynn, Easley's tantalizing too. The management okayed this again this week.
It is. It's alive for another week.
Are you the management?
But we are week to week. Doesn't he look like the management? He looks like the management. It's on Lynn Plett's Christmas holiday wish list. Could be anything basketball related, maybe that pair of shoes that you wanted.
We're going to actually have the whole family together.
Great.
And the kids and the grandkids are all coming here for a few days over Christmas break. So
excellent.
Obviously the wish list is that everybody's safe getting here and we just have a great time together.
And then probably more importantly, do you like eggnog?
No, I don't.
I can't say I've ever had eggnog.
Oh, I can't stand eggnog.
You look like an eggnog lover.
No, not at all.
I do not like it.
Plett, happy holidays.
Thanks.
Happy
Same
holidays.
to you.
We'll see you on New Year's Eve at Omaha.
That's right.
We'll be right back.
He once helped an unbalanced bull by teaching him ballet. He cured a man's foot with plantar fasciitis by playing Go Fish.
You have an 8. Go Fish.
He helped balance a man by playing darts with his eyes. He is the most helpful physical therapist in the world.
I don't always go to physical therapy, but when I do, I prefer Spine and Sport.
Stay healthy, my friends.
I'm Fred Schunkweiler. I'm a physical therapist. I own Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. You know, we treat athletes, we specialize in that, but the industrial athlete is somebody that gets hurt at work.
I'm a police detective with the city of St. Joseph.
I'm a welder.
I had shoulder surgery
and ended up having to have back surgery.
Professional athletes, they make a livelihood on the field. Well, an industrial athlete, they make their ends meet at work every day. And if you get injured at work, you want to get back to work as fast as you can so you don't miss a paycheck. And we specialize in that, and we have the resources and the facilities to help you get back to work faster. That's what the pool does.
And the pool, I attribute the pool to a lot of the recovery and the speedy recovery to get me back to work quicker. You know, I need to be back at work.
Therapy was wonderful, about 8 weeks straight of it, and I'm great. I'm back to work, 100%, no pain at all. It is different. They take a different approach to it, but they help, and it works because they care, and they work really hard to get you back. They did a great job.
Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. Your first choice, the right choice.
It was a simple act in late August that we're still talking about in December, and rightfully so because of two safety saviors.
Western football players Jack Long and Shane Simpson were honored as one of the St. Joseph News Press's prestigious 20 Who Count in 2011. It's the latest honor for the teammates who saved a 17-month-old toddler after he had been accidentally locked in a hot car last August. Their actions earned national attention and turned the two into national heroes. Welcome back to GSI. In a year of great things at Western, it was one of my personal favorite stories in 2011. People will be talking about that for a long time.
Oh, very much so. We'll also be talking about a few other Griffon football players for a long time as well after their on-field actions in 2011. Honors keep rolling in for Greg Zerline. The senior kicker earned a place on three All-American teams last week. Zerline named to the AFCA, Daktronics, and Little All-American first teams for his record-setting season. David Bass also found a place in the elite, earning Daktronics' first-team All-American honors. The junior defensive end was third in the nation with 14.5 sacks and also led the MIAA with 20 tackles for a loss. Meanwhile, a handful of Western athletes continue to do their part in the community.
Santa Claus had some help this holiday season. His helpers wore black and gold.
Cassie Webb has a skillful golf swing.
I'm attempting to wrap a tool set.
Her gift wrapping skills, however, aren't quite up to par.
Oh, they're actually really awful.
But the intentions are awesome.
Ah, that's all right. That's a good one.
Every holiday season, members of Missouri Western's Student Athlete Advisory Committee put aside their sports to play Santa.
This is a toy dog for a little 8-year-old girl.
And we got a list of everything that the kids wanted in the family, and so then we just went to Walmart and went shopping. And then came back here, and now we're wrapping.
It's called Griff's Giving Gifts, part of the Adopt a Family program. It begins with Thanksgiving, where the athletes shop for and hand-deliver Thanksgiving dinners to needy families. The scenario is the same for Christmas, but it's also different.
Very emotionally touching, just seeing the people that you're actually giving into, and just the situations that they're in. And you don't know why or how, but just to actually be able to help them.
Shirley Walker's situation is a struggle. She raises 7 grandchildren by herself.
I like to see my grandkids happy.
Thanks to Adopt a Family,
Hi. Should we put them on your tree for you?
they get a visit from Santa's helpers in the form of Griffon softball players.
It's nice to be able to see where the gifts that we got were going, and to actually see the kids' reactions and the family's reactions and how thankful they were.
I think it's some jelly worms.
Jelly worms, huh?
You know the old saying, it's better to give than receive?
Oh, a picture.
Well, in exchange for giving Shirley's family a Christmas to remember,
Not the whole family, but half of my family.
Santa's student sports helpers receive a family portrait and plenty of hugs. Here, giving and receiving are on a pretty even playing field.
I think it's a dream. It's a blessing, a great blessing.
For Griffon Sports Insider, I'm Ryan Menley.
Are there more? Or is this... Well, Brett, those families really put a face to what our athletes are doing. That's something they've done for a long time now.
Well, they really have, and it's a neat cause, and our Student Athlete Advisory Committee does so many neat things for the community, and this is certainly one of the more important ones, adopting families around the holidays.
We'll be right back.
I've known Marv for over a year now, and when he came into me, I can remember the day he came into me with his wife.
I have spinal stenosis as well as scoliosis. I underwent surgery about 2.5 years ago to relieve the pressure on my spinal cord.
That first day, Marv couldn't stand up. I physically lifted him onto a table, and we started rehab from ground one, from the beginning.
And the various devices that Spine and Sport has here has helped me.
They've just been so supportive.
Not only do the people here have the attitude and the positive spirit, they have the knowledge. We've been striving to overcome the deficiencies and getting me walking again.
that just meant the world. That was a reassurance that we're doing the right thing.
From the staff here at Spine and Sport Physical Therapy, this holiday season, we wish you tidings of comfort and joy.
Merry Christmas!
All right, we're here with Griffon basketball player Jessica Cook to talk about footwork in basketball. You know, we're going to do some speed ladder drills because a basketball player needs to be quick on the court, but not in just one dimension, in 3 dimensions. So we're going to do a 3-dimensional speed ladder drill that's going to help perform better. Foot tucks to hip so that you move quicker. But in the middle of that chain, foot to hip, is that knee. So this is also a great ACL prevention activity. Jessica's going to demonstrate some speed ladder drills for us where she's going to go forward. She's going to go 2 feet in, 1 foot out, and she's going as fast as she can. Now she's going to turn and go sideways in the frontal plane, going sideways leading with her left. Her hips are moving side to side, and she come back now going to the right, making her hips 3-dimensional. Fast feet. And now the last one is rotational plane as she comes around. This is the hard one, going in a circle. Jessica makes it look easy though. Awesome job. That is 3-dimensional footwork, and that will help a basketball player be quicker on the court, but also help prevent that ACL injuries. That's our goal at Spine and Sport. We train like the pros.
Train like the pros at Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. Your first choice, the right choice. Griffon Sports Insider, Wednesdays on KQ2, your source for Missouri Western sports.
Black and gold goes pink and then turns to green. Members of the Western volleyball and soccer teams were at Heartland Health recently to drop off an $1,100 check. The money was raised during Western's Pink Week in October and will go toward the fight against breast cancer. Welcome back. It's role play time where we basically pretend to be relevant national figures in the relevant national sports
Because we're not
scene.
relevant figures locally.
No,
so.
not at all. Brett Easley, you are Chiefs interim head coach Romeo Cornell. You just beat the Packers. You want to be a head coach. What do you need to do to remove the interim tag in Kansas
Tell
City?
you what, Ryan, I've already done it. I beat Green Bay. Nobody else has beat Green Bay this year. Heck, nobody's done it since last December. I am the second coming of Bill Belichick. I had my first head coaching job in Cleveland. I got fired. So did he. Everybody deserves a second chance. We're both defensive geniuses. Hire me now.
I'm not sure. I still think you have to win a playoff game, possibly.
Okay. Maybe it'll happen this year. Who knows? Hey, Ryan Minley. Okay. You are Mizzou head coach Frank Haith. Everyone hated your guts, even though they really didn't know much about it. Heck, they didn't even know who you were.
Who?
And now you're 11-0. You're ranked 8th in the country. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, what I have to say for myself is look at my record, my ranking, baby. I don't care if I'm doing it with, what's his name's players, Mike Anderson. Who?
Whatever his name was.
Don't worry about it. We're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep winning. Then we'll worry about what Frank Haith has to do next year when I bring in my own recruits. But we'll see.
You know the other thing I like about you? You're now wearing ties instead of mock turtlenecks. You used to wear mock turtlenecks all the time. Now you're wearing ties. That's why you're winning games.
I like mock turtlenecks. I'll go back to that once I get comfortable. Let's go to the Pick'em segment, Brett. Here's the title. Who's it go to? We both went 4-2 last week. I still have the overall lead, though. I lead by 5. I'm 74-19 overall. You are 69-24. I can just go gravy for the rest of the year, but I won't.
You wouldn't do that.
Let's get to basketball right off the bat. This Thursday, number 8 Mizzou, number 19 Illinois in St. Louis.
Bragging rights game.
Yes.
Mizzou's going to win this game. Illinois lost a game over the weekend, but Mizzou, they've been criticized for playing an easy schedule. I don't think so. Villanova, Cal, Notre Dame, and all those teams may be a little bit down, but they're taking care of business. They're going to beat Illinois for the 3rd straight year.
I know I'm Frank Haith, but I'm picking Illinois.
Wow.
How about that? Let's
What
go
are you
to
doing?
the NFL. Christmas Eve, Chiefs host the Raiders.
I'm I'm back on the bandwagon. Chiefs get it done again. That's not a very good Raiders team. Chiefs win on Christmas Eve. Holiday cheer.
Oh, I think I'm going to pick the Chiefs, too. We'll go that way.
Wow.
MIAA basketball is off this week, so we'll go into next week. New Year's Eve, Washburn at Central Missouri. Let's pick both the men and women because these are both good games.
I think Ron McHenry sips the champagne on the women's side. And Central Missouri's got some injuries as well. And congratulations to Coach Mack. 300 wins. He's going to get 301. Give me the Mules on the men's side. That's going to be a good game. Washburn's very good. Central Missouri's very good. I think the Mules win on their home floor.
So you're taking the Washburn Lady Blues and you're taking the Mule men.
Yes, I am.
Give me a Washburn sweep.
Wow.
How about that? We're going to be really different.
You're going to have a lot of Unity champagne, aren't you?
That is GSI for this week. Be sure and check out the all-new GoGriffons.com where we count down our 12 most intriguing stories of the year.
It's a lot of intriguing stories this year, too, but
yes.
12 really neat ones.
That's right.
Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and...
as always, ladies and gentlemen, go Griffs.